Hello and welcome to the M2 podcast. I'm your host, Michael Ante. My co-host right here is Mr. J.K. Heath, Kyle Heath. This is a show where we cover gaming industry-related news. We talk about new and upcoming games, technology, innovation, esports, and personalities, and just general gaming industry-related stuff. We're going to be talking about some EA execs. We're going to be talking about Major Nelson. We're going to be talking about Phil Spencer, maybe an Xbox handheld, and Nintendo Direct. So before we get into that, Kyle, how you been, man? What have you been up to? How you been?
I've been chilling, dude. Been chilling. I can't lie. Not too many updates, honestly, from my end. I don't know. It's been a lot
Okay.
of I don't know. I'd watched some sports. Finals for basketball and hockey. It's that
Very nice.
season, so watch some of that. Um, it's gonna sound kind of interesting, but I was trying to think if I even played anything this week. I ain't gonna lie.
You've
I
been
talked.
watching too much
I,
sports, going outside, like
yeah,
touching
like
grass.
yeah, I've been going outside a little bit. Obviously saw the fan for Father's Day.
Oh yeah,
Had to see my dad since
same.
he was nearby. Yeah, I think it's I don't know outside. Yeah, like outside that, I've just been kind of spending a little bit of time away from home and I don't know, just kind of soaking up summer for the most part. I do want to
Okay.
get back into Alan Wake. I'm
Yeah, too.
hoping maybe sometime this week I'll have some motivation to hop in. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, dude, I've just been kind of just being, spending time away from home, and when I am home, just kind of just going like full like brain numbing mode after work and just kind of like chilling out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's been a lot of that, but I can't complain. Really can't complain. So been enjoying it for the most part. Yeah, I don't know, Mike. I know work been crazy, dude. What's been the stories this week, dude?
Dude, I've been getting cooked at work, that's for sure. I know I just ranted about it before we hit the record button, but I won't bore you with that. I think, yeah, like last weekend, I went kind of out of town for the day. Went to go see a couple of buddies of mine. They're getting married, so it wasn't for their wedding; it was the engagement party. It was pretty cool. Just going up there, like hanging out for a couple hours, seeing everybody. They're driving distance, like less than 2 hours. So it was just cool to see everybody. I've been playing some more games though, which was nice. I was playing a game called Steep, and I know I mentioned that to you probably
Yeah,
years ago, right?
yeah.
Does that
I remember
yeah,
that game. Yeah,
yeah, so Steep, for people that don't know, it's just a snowboarding game, and I've been playing that in the dead of like summer, and it has entirely to do with how. So I got the game. Let me back up. I got the game on Steam, and you couldn't let it launch because you had to have like UB Connect or Uplay or whatever
yeah.
stupid like Ubisoft kind of crap was. Well, I went to go download X Defiant, and you need to have that client launcher. And I went there, and then for the longest time, it was like corrupted on Steam. Steep was corrupted on Steam. And I guess going to the client, I was able to get into Steep. So I was like, oh, finally, I can get into this. I haven't been able to get into this game for like 2 years. So I just went around and I was like playing it. And like, I couldn't remember any of the controls, but I caught back on. I was having some fun. And then I was like, dang, man, like I really need to get back into snowboarding. Like the board needs to be re-waxed. I know it's July or June, but it's like we got to get going again. Southern Hemisphere. I'm coming to Australia or New Zealand. New Zealand has the slopes right now.
Yeah.
But outside of that, man, playing a little bit of Halo 2. That's always the fallback option just to get your mind off of stuff, stressing at work. And my the game that I have to go back to more than anything is Mortal Kombat 1 because we just got a trailer for the second one, I think. I swear we just covered that. Wasn't that the Xbox Game Pass or am I hallucinating? No. No, 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 no. I'm mixing this up. They're making a Mortal Kombat 2 movie. Uh like they made the first movie and now they're coming out with the second one I think next year.
Think so.
So, yeah.
Think so.
So, I'm looking forward to that. And then House of the Dragon and hockey, basketball, and congrats to the Celtics. And
Yeah.
we'll see if the Panthers or Oilers win
Yeah.
soon.
Sure. Yeah, dude. One of talk about stuff we watched. One of the things I watched, I finally saw Schindler's List. So I saw
Oh,
that. I
hey,
saw
look at
that on Monday, I
that.
think. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice.
yeah, it's funny. You sent that list of IMDb movies like over a month ago now, and
Yeah, it's
it's
like the
like
most watched or something.
yeah, it's
Top
like the
10.
top 20 or something most watched, and like I've actually like put in an effort over the past like month. Every now and again, I'm like, all right, let's check a movie off the list. Let's watch movies. But yeah, I don't know. I saw Schindler's List, a very long movie, but very good.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm very glad I
Yeah.
saw it. Yeah,
You're
it's
getting cultured, man.
I could see why it's a classic. You know, it says I see why Liam Neeson is the actor that he is today. So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah,
Yeah, dude.
is it time?
Shall we just jump into it right now? Because we got kind of a lengthy one. It's weird. It's like we have 4 topics, but the last one's Nintendo Direct, so it kind of
Yeah,
takes a little bit of time.
yeah, sure. So let's just jump right in. So the first article we have game developer coming from GameDeveloper.com. Chris Kerr, he said EA execs earned 60 million in 2024 despite layoffs and office closures. We're starting off with a heater, Mike. So we're doing this week, and let's just say CEO took almost half of that. So you
Yeah,
can imagine.
that's insane.
Let's get into it.
Absolutely insane.
Let's get into it. So, U.S. publisher EA has revealed how much its executives netted during the fiscal year of 2024, a 12-month period that saw it deliver annual net bookings of 7.43 billion, but also cut 5% of its global workforce. As noted by the company's annual proxy statement, which details its executive compensation plan, EA's named executive officers collectively earned over 60 million during the last fiscal year. That total includes individual base salaries, stock awards, and incentive plan compensation. The biggest earner was EA CEO Andrew Wilson, who took home over $25.6 million after helping the company execute on, quote, key strategic and operating objectives, such as restructuring the businesses around the new look EA Sports and EA Entertainment pillars, and launching the EA Sports FC brand. Wilson was also lauded for overseeing a year of continued employee satisfaction scores above industry benchmarks and strategically aligning studio leadership to, quote, support a franchise development and success. For those curious how compensation shakes out at the very top of a company like EA, Wilson earned a base salary of $1.3 million and received $20.4 million in stock awards. He then netted $3.4 million via non-equity incentive plan. Other payments included almost $500,000 in personal security benefits. EA explained that during the 2024 fiscal year, the annual total compensation of its median employee was $148,000, roughly. That means Wilson earned 172 times more than the median EA worker. Wilson also earned significantly more in 2024 than in both 2023 at 20.6 million and 2022 at 19.8 million. The second highest earning EA exec during the last fiscal year was Laura Meal, president of EA Entertainment, Technology, and Central Development. Meal received over 12 million, including a base salary of 820,000, stock awards worth 10.05 million, and non-equity incentive plan compensation of 1.2 million. Oh my gosh, so much money, dude, for just a couple people. Like, it's a lot of money.
All because they got microtransaction in every game possible.
Oh man. So before I see here, she was credited with overseeing the delivery of new titles, including Star Wars Jedi Survivor, leading the Central Development Services and Technology Organization, and overseeing plans to deliver AI-driven business and development efficiencies. So she's pushing AI, getting all this money, Mike.
I mean, that makes sense, but that much money, dude?
That's crazy.
That's nuts, man. Goes to show you, closer you are to the top, the more money you can demand.
Yeah.
Divvy up to yourself if you're first to the pie.
Pretty much, dude. And Game Developer took the liberty of hosting EA's full executive compensation table in their article. And you can actually read the full breakdown on EA's investor relation page. But it kind of shows. Yeah, the CEO, the CFO, president of EA Entertainment, chief people officer, CPO. I didn't even know that was a title. Interesting. Yeah, the executive vice president of global affairs and chief legal officer. Then, of course, the former chief financial officer is getting a little bit as well. And I'm looking at these numbers, Mike. I'm seeing, 6, 7 figures. A lot of these, like 7, 8, like it's kind of crazy.
That's just so wild. I mean, the former CFO. No, that's not the former CFO. So the executive vice president of global affairs and chief legal officer. That's weird how they don't pay the. No, even then. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong number. In 2024, the former CFO made close to $2 million.
Yeah.
The
Just
former
like the
CFO.
former name of the current. The
And the
current made
current one,
6.4. So
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
Dang.
gosh. That's
Pays to
some
be
BS. Like
pays to be an executive.
yeah, it's the stock award stuff that's like really matters, I think,
Yeah. What
because you're
most of the
getting
money
paid out
is.
for your stocks. But still, it's like, dude, you can't like let's just say the base salary, you're making $1.3 million. I mean, you didn't give yourself a raise. I guess I can give you props for that. I don't know. But still, it's just wild. $1.3 million base salary and you just laid off a bunch of people this year?
And then you have all these stock options, these awards, like just in stock alone. Can't divvy it up. You can't divvy that 20 mil. Just,
Yeah, man.
I don't know, dude. It's
You can't
crazy,
just
dude.
save it and be like, "You know what? The production team needs to be here." Why is that not a thing?
We need to, make games and have people excited to work. But it's just how it goes down for every company. Those executives, like, they're taking home the lion's share, and wish that wasn't the case, but it's unfortunately just how it is. I feel like at most companies, not just game developers. But I wish it wasn't that way. But here we are.
Yeah, sacrificing people's livelihood for you to make more money than you need.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Way more money than you need.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh
uh,
man, you just
kinda
you
makes
get
you
a
sick, you
you
know?
get a exactly you get the bad taste in your mouth. You get kind of the rumblings in the stomach. Just like, I don't know how I feel, dude. Just like, it's a EA too, of all companies. You know what I'm saying? I would hate to
Yeah,
see
one of the most
Ubisoft.
hated.
Ubisoft to
Dude,
give
I
me
would.
diarrhea, dude. Yeah, I don't think I want to look at Ubisoft.
I don't even know if they're making money, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I don't want to
If
see
it's
Yves Guillemot's. I want to see his compensation. It's probably not much, but it's probably way more than it should be. So, hey.
yeah, I don't know, man. This is really hard to deal with when you I don't know. Maybe they're really hardworking individuals. I mean, it's unlikely. Maybe they are though. Uh, I don't know.
I don't know,
How
man.
do you even like reconcile with that, like from a moral or ethical standpoint,
I don't know.
with how much money? That's why this is a headline. That's why we're mentioning that this the article went viral, or these headlines go viral every time EA executives or executives in general, banking industry, whatever industry you're thinking of, where they're making tens of millions of dollars of bonus money in the fiscal year, and they had huge layoffs and closed out offices. You're basically telling to the world, you know what? My like greed is more important than your needs. Because like
Him.
people lose their jobs, they lose healthcare, they lose their houses. Families fall apart, man. It's not cool.
I know. And it's like, it just the fact, I think it puts into perspective when it say the CEO alone was making 172 times more than the median EA worker. It's like, when you put it like that, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's hard to
that's
stomach.
100%. Like, how do you can't if it were me, I don't know how I would really sleep at night like that.
Yeah.
But then again, they're probably sleeping on the most expensive bed you could possibly think of in the nicest,
Yeah.
like, nicest
I
home
mean,
on the
yeah.
beach,
Yeah.
perfect view.
That's the thing, man. Just like it takes a. I will say it takes a certain type of person to be an executive, and not just from like a standpoint of like you get all this money and it's not, and it may or may not be justified. Like, that's a whole other conversation. But it's like you get all this money. There's a certain level of like you just have to not care about a lot of things that you probably should care about. I feel like to get in a position like that and maintain a position like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that it isn't fair in my opinion, but what do I know, Mike? What we're just sitting here making a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
What do we know, man?
It's a lot, man. It just makes me feel bad,
Sure
basically, for
does.
everybody that lost their job.
Sure does. Especially at EA. Oh
Yeah.
man, like it. But hey,
Oh, buddy.
we could talk about something we haven't talked about in a while, and I was actually wondering where he'd end up, but we finally have an answer.
Yeah. Yeah, Larry, Hryb, or Hryb? How do you pronounce his last name? Because
Larry Hryb. So you say it,
Larry
Larry
Hryb.
Hryb.
So I was right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I always get nervous with last names. This article is coming from The Verge. Our man over at Jay Peters over at The Verge. Well, we covered tons of his stuff, but this is about Major Nelson, and I haven't heard that name in a long time. Um, Kind of wild. So Major Nelson is joining Unity, which is crazy. All right, so Larry, formerly known as the ambassador for Xbox, announced his next job most recently. So Major Nelson has the next job. Following his departure from Microsoft last year, where he was a public face for the Xbox brand, Larry will be joining Unity's community team, he announced on Monday, so literally this week. At Microsoft, he, among other things, hosted the official Xbox podcast and posted about Xbox to his large following on X, formerly known as Twitter. On LinkedIn, he lists his new job title as Director of Community, and based on the LinkedIn post, it seems like he'll still be a brand ambassador in some form. It's kind of crazy, right? Because when Phil Spencer took over, I was always just like, "Who's this guy, and where did Major Nelson go?" You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it
Well,
was kinda like
that's
a huge
yeah.
switch,
I mean, yeah. I mean,
and
Major Nelson, the face, and like he was in my eyes, kind of the face of Xbox for so long.
same,
Like if I ever
forever.
like at E3 and stuff like that, I'd wait to see like, oh, what is Major Nelson going to announce or say? Like, because he was definitely a face, especially in like the Xbox 360 era. It was just
That's what
he
I was
was
gonna
huge.
say, is like, because they would always show his profile picture as an example
Yeah,
for, like, the new updates. They would always show, "Oh, they're doing a new dashboard update," and it would show, your little profile picture and be Major Nelson with that one specific picture that he always had,
yeah,
never changed it, and I thought that was kinda cool. It reminded me of, like, Tom from, MySpace days,
yeah,
because there is around that same era, that same time. It's,
yeah.
like, just brand ambassadors for the company. Well, I kinda digress there, but let's get into it. So this is actually a quote from the post that Major Nelson had on LinkedIn. It goes, Unity's mission of empowering creative and business success of creators around the world across games, apps, and experiences aligns with his lifelong passion for innovation and community building. He goes on to say that he is eager to collaborate with the talented developers and creators who use Unity's tools to bring their vision to life. Together, we'll continue to transform the way stories are told and experiences are shared. Unity could use some help building its reputation back up. And this is switching over back to what Jay Peters has to say. And I was kind of thinking the same thing. Uh, let's get into it. So he says last year, the company pissed off developers with a new pricing scheme that had changed in response to outcry. So shortly after, former CEO John Rizzatello,
It's
I
a
think,
Delio, yeah.
yeah,
Good try.
announced he would be stepping down. That's how bad it was. He was like, I'm leaving in shame." And Yudi said in May that former Zynga and EA exec Matthew Bromberg would be its new CEO. Yudi also announced layoffs affecting about 25% of its employees in January. Now, the layoffs don't really shock me or people leaving because that price changing scheme, to remind people, was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unity was
Yep.
basically like a development platform for indie developers to really get their like feet off the ground. And the pricing scheme, without going into too much detail, was like price gouged out of control. It was like you could get on the platform, but you'd have to pay a subscription to get on the platform, and then your first game, if it made over a certain amount, they would take like 60 something percent
Yeah.
of the
It's
revenue.
like
It was insane, and it was, like, wildly overpriced because you have their competitors like Unreal Engine or, I think Xbox has, like, a platform situation too. There's a couple other ones where they're virtually free almost, and yeah, it was like in perpetuity, you owed them money as well, which
yeah, it
is
was
crazy. It was
oh,
a nutty contract.
yeah.
Uh,
A lot of
yeah,
outrage.
but what's your take? Do you think this is gonna fix the brand of Unity?
I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. I mean, you hire someone
I
like Major
think that's
Nelson.
fair.
He definitely knows how to build a community, and I think he was always a breath of fresh air. At least in my eyes, he was always kind of a breath of fresh air for Xbox whenever they talk about something or announce something, and he always
Yeah.
brought amazing vibes. So I kind of hope that's the same thing for Unity, and I'll kind of see how that works. It's interesting. You know, obviously Unity, I think is more. I think overall it's going to be more developer based. So it's probably going to be more developer focused. I'd still be curious to see, like, I think there's a lot of people that knew Major Nelson from Xbox that are gonna see kind of the Unity stuff. Hopefully he can kind of, maybe work on like presenting stuff and coming up with strategies for,
Yeah.
how to talk about feature sets and maybe sway some decisions about like, yeah, this probably would not work well if we did this and let's try this kind of thing. Um I hope he has, a lot of influence in that because, like it was proved at the end of the article, yeah, Unity is not doing too hot after last year and especially
Nope.
earlier this year. So they definitely need someone like Major Nelson, I think. I don't know. I'm optimistic about this. I think it's a good hire overall.
I think that's a fair assumption there. I'm gonna try to see if I can find Larry's LinkedIn right now to see the history of what he's done. I think because he kind of like went back into presentation, if I remember correctly. He's doing like a little bit of casting presentation stuff.
Yeah, I mean he definitely did some presentations. Um, so I think again, like most of his involvement, I think I would just know around like, especially around the E3 time and kind of any there was any major announcement with the brand, he was pretty much the face. So
Yeah, I remember him doing like presentations for freaking Halo back in the
yeah,
day. It was like it's really wild to see. Let me see one quick. Okay, so this kind of makes sense. All right. Maybe it makes sense to me because I got parents in this age bracket. He's 66, and that's kind of like retirement age ish.
yeah,
Like if you're multimillionaire, which he probably is.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume. So he did 22, yeah, 23 years at Microsoft. After that, he did a contract work, he did freelancing, all for like less than 6 months, and now he's been the director of community. And he's been out of the job, I guess, technically since September of 2023. And during that time, he's had two contract gigs. Yeah. One of them he's an advisor and he's still a part of. I think it's mostly like he wants to be around family, I would assume.
yeah,
When you're at
probably.
that age,
Yeah,
you just want to be around family. It's like you already made the money. Let's hang out. Like
yeah,
we're doing well.
yeah. He has a lot of
You know, he
choice
got
at
a
this point for sure.
yeah,
So
22 years at Microsoft. You know, he's got some stock options, bro.
oh, he's
He's
in there
fine.
early, baby. I already know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. He's not going to take something if it doesn't make sense. He's not going to take something if it's like, if
Worth
yeah,
your time. You know.
exactly. Like, yeah, he's only going to take something that's worth his time. So, yeah, I mean, which gives me more optimism in a hire like this because like they were able to, I don't know, like convince him, but
Yeah,
he was
that's
able to see enough positivity and enough like, enough stuff where it's like, okay, there's something here. So we might be able to make some change. So that's
yeah.
at
Like
least the way I see it, right?
I'm right there with you. I think this makes sense. It's like he's. I think it makes perfect sense for Unity. I'm curious what Larry's going to get out of it and
Yeah.
how he's going to play it. Maybe it's a challenge for him. Like, can I fix this company that used to help out people really well? Like, can I go a different route with things? I don't know. This is something to watch.
Yeah.
It's a development I didn't expect because I thought Unity was going to be dead in the water after what they pulled.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting play, so I'm with you. I think it's just a matter of kind of seeing how it goes. See what sort of like interaction he has with the community around Unity and all
Yes.
that. And I don't know. I'm excited to see more.
Same. Yeah. Oh, we got
Gosh,
company. How about we
ah,
jump into next article, which is kind of like Major Nelson's replacement in a way.
I agree. Talk about this some more. Yeah, it was an article that came out. Xbox boss Phil Spencer, you know him well. We've is the perspective of the community, I think, around Phil Spencer is certainly altering and changing a little bit. However, I think it's an interesting little interview you did. So it's coming from The Verge. Tom Warren, the goat, Xbox boss. I think we should have a handheld too. Was a quote from this interview.
That's what I
Phil
want to hear,
Spencer, Phil Spencer drops
dude.
biggest hint yet an
Yeah,
Xbox handheld during this. So Microsoft's Xbox chief Phil Spencer has been dropping hints about a potential Xbox handheld for months now. Earlier this year, he said he was a big fan of handhelds after linking posts on X that mentioned the possibility of this new hardware. Now, in an interview with IGN, Spencer says, I think we should have a handheld too. Oh my gosh. Is the biggest hint yet that Microsoft is working on an Xbox handheld, something that's been long rumored. The future of us in hardware is pretty awesome. The work that the team is doing around different form factors and different ways to play, I'm incredibly excited about, said Spencer. Today was about the games, but we will have time to come out and talk more about platform. Pressed on whether an Xbox handheld would stream games or play them locally, Spencer dropped a further hint that Microsoft is looking at a true handheld gaming device rather than something like a PlayStation Portal. He said, quote, I like my ROG Ally, my Lenovo Legion Go, my Steam Deck. I think being able to play games locally is really important.
Yes.
Earlier this year, Spencer talked about wanting a compact Xbox mode on a handheld gaming PC. Saying, quote, I want to be able to boot into the Xbox app in a full screen, but in a compact mode. Like he said, like I want to feel like the dash of my Xbox, like the dash of my Xbox when I turn on the television, except I want it in on those devices. Interesting phrasing there, Mr. Spencer. Definitely on the fly. I feel like he's like thought of that. He's like, this is kind of what I want, you know? I suspect what Microsoft is working on in the Xbox is an Xbox handheld that's Windows based, but has the ability to run Xbox games at the full Xbox dashboard. On the Vergecast earlier this year, Tom had discussed his ideal for an Xbox handheld. It would run Windows at its core, but never expose this to you, so it looks and feels like an Xbox console. But if you want to run Steam games or Xbox games, you can. That would
Oh, that'd
require
be crazy.
Microsoft to pull off merging Xbox and Windows together in a way we haven't seen before. But with the future of Xbox looking a lot like a PC, it feels more inevitable than ever.
Bro.
We're getting a handheld mic. It's happening. It's happening.
But you know what I think is also going to happen? The crap I've been saying for the longest time that Sony should do. I've been putting a PlayStation in a Sony TV. Xbox's partner with Samsung. I could definitely see Xbox just being like, you know what, we're gonna put an Xbox in a Samsung TV. Is what we're gonna do now. I think that's what's
uh,
gonna happen.
yeah.
He like that would be insane. He wants to feel like he's booting up the dash like an Xbox when he turns on his television. Why would he use television? You know, you don't need a television with a handheld really, unless you're like the Switch, but you don't need it.
Yeah.
The whole point of a handheld is it's a portable. Like it's portable. That's the point.
You
You
take it
don't
with
need
you.
anything
You take
else.
it with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so this could be a really good opportunity. I do agree with what Tom's saying. You said Tom Warren wrote this, yeah.
Yep.
So Tom Warren saying this about how it's inevitable, probably because Xbox more and more is running Microsoft Windows. And the good news is with Microsoft, they definitely know how to make tablets now. I would say like the Microsoft Surface is pretty good.
Yeah.
Their laptop markets are pretty decent. Their phones aren't half bad. So they definitely have the capability to make the correct software. Now it's just a matter of getting the right hardware. And if you're like the most profitable company on the planet, like Microsoft is, you could figure it out pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's going to be a collaborative effort, but I think it's inevitable, and it gets me kind of excited.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think the sentiment too of like if Xbox is gonna make it handheld, they're gonna make it based around the ecosystem, and they're not gonna
Yes.
necessarily make it like a ROG Ally or something where it's like full Windows. It's just like it's gonna be tailored to the Xbox, experience, and it's not gonna have like the full Windows accessibility like you do with the other devices. So it's probably gonna be like you launch into a dashboard. But I think the ability to integrate like Steam games and something like that would be ideal for something like that. So if they were going to go that route of making it like we're going to keep this in Xbox ecosystem and just make it like a dedicated handheld for our stuff,
Yeah.
but also adding the capability to do play Steam games on it would be huge. And I think it
Be
would kind of make
massive.
it a step. It would like I won't necessarily to make it a step above, obviously, because like other devices you're able to play, pretty much anything that's compatible with a handheld. But I think yeah, I think especially if it's priced competitively, I mean it's a no brainer to me to have some sort of Xbox handheld that's tailored to an experience that's user friendly. I think would be super important if you're going to do something
Yeah.
like that. Like, I mean, the thing with these other devices, I've never really used them, but I know like
Same.
with Steam Deck and stuff like that, there's obviously a Steam UI and everything, which makes it easy to interact with. But I've never used like a ROG Ally, so I don't know if it's like I'm assuming you're not like launching into a desktop. It's just like there's probably something else.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't know. I think something like an Xbox handheld, like they keep it in that ecosystem. It could be interesting, and if they tailor it for performance on their games, like I don't know, it's inevitable and it's a no brainer. Dare I say?
Yeah. I think if it was run, well, first of all, do you know if Rogue Ally, Lenovo, Legion Go, or Steam Deck, or any of the other like handhelds that we've covered on this show, do any of them run Microsoft Windows like natively?
I I want to say there's a couple of them do, um,
Yeah,
so you can like
I
run
feel like
pretty much anything that a PC can run,
that's what I'm
theoretically.
thinking. So if Microsoft is making the handheld for the Xbox, it's like they're obviously going to use Windows, I would think.
I mean, yeah.
It's gonna be like save resources by using stuff that already works. Just gear it towards the handheld. That could open up a lot of avenues for modders to do whatever they want with it. Have
Yeah.
like a jailbreak Xbox handheld that can play and do whatever. Dude, emulation's gonna go so hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about too the emulation stuff, how like they were shutting down like Dolphin and all that. They didn't want Dolphin to
Yeah.
be used on their Xboxes. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel like if Xbox does make a handheld like this, they're probably gonna be stingy about like running other software on it and being able to access Windows like a desktop or something like that. But
Sure, but there's
I
always
don't
a
know.
way in.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
people know the way.
there's always a back door. Not saying there's not, but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it may not be encouraged. I think is my point. Um, so I don't know. We'll see.
It's very exciting.
Very exciting stuff
Should
indeed.
should we go ahead and switch our gears to I guess the main headliner
Yeah,
for this
dude.
week's episode? Looks
Listen,
like you're already on it. We you gave me the lengthy one. Oh
and,
buddy.
and Nintendo Direct. I mean, look, we can do whatever you want, but Nintendo Direct was this week, and it's like
It was.
it was after all the Summer Games Fest stuff. So it was like for me, it was unexpected because I just wasn't like
Same.
on.
Yep.
I wasn't keeping my eye out for stuff like this. But there's a lot of like pretty solid announcements. Certainly a lot of stuff worth discussing. That was announced here that surprised me at that nice 40-minute runtime. Little nice condensed, just like just pile of
Yeah.
games, dude. Pretty nice.
What do you say we try to do a bit of a partnership here where I'll read through it and then you can go towards the trailer and play it while
Yeah,
I'm talking. So
I
that
like that.
like people on video format, if you're listening to us, well, I mean we'll do our best to kind of describe it, but basically Nintendo does this thing where they do a direct show where they show all their new games. It's usually pretty short, but this one was running about 40 minutes long. Pretty cool, but I guess let's just get into this. This is on Polygon. It is by Nicole Carpenter, and the article really just starts off, though Nintendo didn't show its upcoming Switch successor during its Nintendo Direct broadcast, and this was on Tuesday. The company outlined its release schedule for the second half of 2024. The Direct was 40 minutes. It showcased everything expected in the coming months, including a brand new Zelda game. Pretty exciting. There were some teasers for 2025, including a Metroid Prime 4, which is pretty sweet. But the first one that they actually start you off with, and I hope this is in order.
It
I
should be.
think
This was at the. I remember this being first. That's all I'm gonna
I
say.
is same. I'm scrolling right now, and I think this is all in order. So this is pretty cool. This is good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's
It's like
alphabetically.
alphabetical, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude. All right. The first one that they show start right off the bat a new Mario game. You got Mario and Luigi Brothership coming to the Nintendo Switch. Pretty cool. So the description is Mario and Luigi are bouncing around in Nintendo's latest game in the Mario and Luigi franchise. The first in about 10 years. When was the last one, dude?
I don't know, but this is an
It's November
RPG.
7th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is an RPG. I think was the most exciting thing. So, it's cool to
Yeah.
see another Mario RPG, and here we are. I was like
It's
not expecting this, especially at the start.
it looks like a good Mario game. It's got me excited. I wonder if this is going to be able to win any awards. I know how some people don't really they haven't been off the charts with the art style. It's kind of different from what we've experienced in the past.
Yeah,
Don't you
yeah,
think?
yeah, definitely for sure. I mean, especially in Mario and stuff like that. It's more. This one's definitely more cartoony, to say
Yeah,
the least. But I mean, still looks like it still looks like a smooth game. I think I think
for
it's
sure.
interesting to see the RPG aspect because it's like they just recently like what re-released that RPG, Super Mario RPG or whatever last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And so kind of just seeing like, hey, here's just like a new story essentially in that universe. So I think a lot of people like it. So it's cool to see. And
Yeah,
dude, like the
everything
combos and
looks.
stuff, like come on.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like it's kind of goofy, but it's pretty awesome. It's like everything you would expect with a Mario game.
Yeah.
Just an overall silly concept that's just a ton of fun. Working together as your friend, like with your
Yeah, I was
friends,
gonna say
like your
co-op
brother in
game,
this case.
come on. You know, so
Yeah, dude.
always approve
Yeah,
of a co-op game. So
definitely something I believe will be hitting the charts pretty good.
yeah. For sure, dude.
The next one, and it's kind of a throwback, pretty exciting for people that like the older games. is Nintendo World Championships. It's the NES edition. So, Nintendo World Championships is all about speed running and challenges, something that's like deep within the Nintendo culture, I think. There are also modes that put you head to head with other players and attempt to be the last one standing as you make your way through the challenges. And it's here on July 18th, so it's out right now.
Yep.
So this is all for the speedrunners. It's pretty cool to see Nintendo being competitively driven. Whereas before they're like, you do tournaments, competitions,
Yeah.
get out of here. There's not really much else to that. You get all your old classic games from the NES, and it's just speedrunning them. It'd be pretty
Yeah.
exciting to watch people enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it always fascinates me to see the kind of speed runs of games and seeing especially like speed running the entirety of Super Mario Bros, which seems like such a crazy like long game.
Yeah.
But it's like if you know all the skips and everything, it's really like
hmm
maybe
It's
8-10 minutes you can beat it. So it's like,
yeah, they
um,
absolutely crush it.
yeah, I think it's always cool to see kind of the speed run stuff and it looks like there's like a legit like you'll have a timer that you see like real time and everything's tracked like you're watching a speedrun stream. It's just like you have everything
Yep.
there. So I think it's pretty neat. If people are into speedruns, it's definitely, it's worth checking out because it
Yeah.
is here. And do you want a gold cart? Because that's in the deluxe set. You can pre-order to get a gold cart. It's pretty cool.
I don't think it's geared towards me, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, the next one's not really geared towards me either. This one is Fairy Tale
Not a
2.
fairy
Did you
tale
play
guy,
Fairy?
huh?
Yeah,
I
not
I
really.
watched I've watched I think like half of the anime series. But it was a long time ago. I haven't watched it in probably like 6-7 years. Um
Oh yeah.
but yeah. I mean overall it's a great anime, at least for the parts that I
Oh,
saw and
I believe it.
so
It looks cool, but I don't think I want to play it. But that's
yeah.
just me.
I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm gonna play it either, Mike. You know what I mean? Like
Turn-based games
um
like that, I'm just like, maybe I don't know.
yeah.
But for people that are just listening, it's a real-time strategy game, and you'll take on enemies with in collaborative battles. It's coming in the winter, is what Nintendo's saying, but it's from the anime Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you know anything about Fairy Tale, you're probably excited.
For sure, dude. For sure.
Yeah, going on to the next one, kind of similar, like art style, a little bit of anime, is Fantasian Neo Dimension. And this is from the Final Fantasy creator, Hironobu Sakaguchi, I think.
Gucci.
Gucci is Fantasian Neo Dimension is a turn-based role-playing game where you're taking on an evil guy that wants to destroy, in quotes, all mankind. And according to Nintendo, the interdimensional game launches on the Switch this holiday. So, usually, what that means for Nintendo is like s- second week of December going forward.
Yeah.
There's a 3 week window.
Yeah, it's so weird seeing the actual game because like the background looks very real, like just like a
Yeah, right.
photo almost. And it's like you have a character, a little animated character running across the screen.
Yep.
It's interesting.
And even the art, like the art style of this water platform that they're on right now.
No, it looks I won't say like speed ran development, but looks it looks a little quickly put together. I'll say.
Oh yeah, true that. Shall we move on to the next one? I think you went. Are we jumping all the way down to? Did I skip one? I think I skipped one.
Switch
Yeah, I did.
sports,
My
dude.
bad. My
Switch
bad. I can't believe I switched one.
sports, dad.
So, basketball is now coming to this Baku Square, where up to 4 players can team up locally and online to shoot some hoops.
Oh,
Gonna
dude,
be on the Switch this summer. It's just Switch Sports is getting basketball, and it
basketball,
looks
baby.
pretty cool.
3-point shooting, dude. Come on. This would be mad fun. I won't lie. This looks like a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
gonna be talking all that crap. Give me a mic, dude.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, it looks so good. Definitely
Yeah, it
would
looks
be
clean. It looks like a lot of fun. You can do shootout and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it's
looks
just
too
basketball.
good. Too good.
Basketball's a worldwide sport, so hopefully you know what it is.
Sure is, dude.
So the next one is MIO or Memories in Orbit. It is all about being pretty, water cooler, watercolor, geez, world. And there's really not much information shared outside the trailer, and I don't even know how to describe it. What would you say?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just all a cinematic, really, but
know.
it's I don't know. Another one of those games that reminds me of Ori and the Blind Forest, kind of a platformer going left to right.
Yeah,
It's a huge story mode. Try to
looks
survive during it.
yeah, definitely. It's side scroller. Looks very
Yeah, side
extraterrestrial.
scroller.
Reminds me of Cocoon, if I'm being honest. Anyone played that game?
Yeah,
Very kind of a similar character there, but yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's very like Ori vibes too in
yeah,
terms of the platform. So yeah,
yeah. I see
I
games
like
like
it.
this now. And when I think of Ori, I'm like, I'll keep my eye out, and then I forget to play it. So it's like shoot. But
um,
yeah, that's coming in 2025, so next year. There's a couple more games on here that's gonna be coming in 2025. But the one
um,
that kind of caught me off guard. I don't know how you felt about it, but it was Disney Illusion Island. It's a new mystery update that's coming to Disney Illusion Island, and it's launching on Nintendo Switch on Tuesday, the same day as the direct. So
well,
this is already out. Have you heard anything about it?
I have not. I'll be honest. It's all new to me.
Yeah, it looks like it's just more modes and everything for, I guess, Disney Illusion Island.
Um,
I've yet to play the
nice
game. I
little
haven't really heard much about it,
nice little co-op
but
platform. It looks like.
yeah, it's a co-op platform. It looks like, and yeah, I mean, 4 people on 1 game, running around playing Disney characters, kinda cool. I'm sure the story's fun. Yeah.
Faux show. Next one, dude. Game of
Alright.
the show,
Y
dude.
yeah, game of the show. This one is more for you, because I know how much you like it. It is Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and it's probably more for, like, the kids and stuff, but it looks like they got more
Uh,
customization, another island, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But it was originally only available on mobile, and it's coming to the Switch, and eventually PlayStation and Xbox consoles. It's a timed exclusive, though, meaning Nintendo players will get the super cute Animal Crossing New Horizons like game first. So if you played Animal Crossings before, it's like this,
um,
but Hello Kitty.
I was just about to say, like, this is literally Animal Crossing.
It
That's
really
what this
is.
is.
Like even the art style, the way they behave, the mannerisms of the different
Yep.
characters and like modeling. Yeah.
There's fishing. Come on. Like,
Yeah. There's a
what are we
crab
doing?
walking around.
I just it was so funny. I saw on Twitter those memes going around when this was announced of the South Park clip where the I forget the character's name, but he was talking about I was just playing Hello Kitty's Island Adventure, and it was like that was like the meme
Oh,
option.
Cartman probably. Big fat guy.
No, it wasn't Carmen. It was I want to say it was the baby character. I think
Oh.
I could be wrong. I could be
Oh.
very wrong there,
Kyle's
but
little brother.
that might be. I don't know, but I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
watch
even remember
South
his
Park,
name.
so it's hard for me to say. But I just remember that
I
was
haven't
like
watched it
the
in a
meme.
while.
Is that he was like, I'm playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So yeah, it was good.
Mm. Well, that new game is coming. Well, it's kind of a new game, right? Timed exclusive is coming in early 2025. The next one is Looney Tunes Wacky World of
Ah,
Sports.
shoot.
Something I wasn't expecting, dude, at all. This reminds me of like all the Mario games and all the different
Yeah,
Mario sports games, but with Looney Tunes characters, which is pretty sick.
it's got Space Jam basketball in it. I'm in.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's a 4-player arcade style sports mini game, including soccer and basketball, all with Looney Tunes spin, and like falling anvils. There's anvils. I guess I missed in that trailer.
Looney Tunes, man.
Yeah, but it's gonna be Nintendo Switch this fall. I want to play some tennis if I'm honest. I think that'd be pretty cool.
True, true. Oh, it's good.
Yeah. The very popular game Among Us is also getting a free update this Tuesday, so it's already out. With new roommate and imposter roles like the tracker, which plants trackers, or an imposter who can turn invisible, which is an OP trait for sure. Yeah,
Among
are you
Us.
gonna be playing Among Us on the Switch?
I mean, I almost want to say something controversial.
Oh,
Look, dude, I don't like Among Us. To be honest, not
you
my game.
don't like it at all?
I'm
Okay,
just not a fan. It's just me. I don't like, and I don't know if it's because I'm not like a person to lie and deceive. Like I don't
I
know.
don't think you should. Yeah,
I don't know. It's just not my thing. Like I just never really have fun. Like I maybe had fun the first couple times I played it, but I don't know. Just overall, it's just like I don't vibe with it. I tried to get into it, but I just couldn't.
hey man, you like what you like, okay?
It's
You
true,
don't
dude.
have to explain yourself.
It's
It's
true.
all good.
It's very true. But yeah, this Phantom, dude, ain't no way I'm playing with that in the game. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
It's OP.
For
All right,
sure.
let's keep the trainer moving. We got a lot going on here. So, Pharmagia, is that what it is? Pharmagia.
Yeah,
This one I kind of it didn't really catch my attention, if I'm totally honest. The anime looked kind of cool, but I'm not a farmer. Uh, but what it is it's a realm of monsters where a guy named Ten needs to take on a big army. So the game is a farming simulator where you raise monsters to help you battle. Fromagia is coming at Nintendo Switch on November 1st, which I think, it is kind of an interesting concept.
It really
So
is.
you farm, you grow some monsters, and then you go fight hordes of giant monsters.
I just like it's just so wild to see this fox plant sprouts a fox. Like
Yeah.
it is insane. It's
You
different,
gotta
that's
grow
for
some
sure.
foxes, dude.
It's different. No denying that.
It's like there's creatures and stuff that, I mean, I don't even know. It's clearly a Nintendo game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yep.
next one I am excited for because I'm like 90 years old is
Oh,
Donkey Kong Country Returns in HD. So this is pretty
is that
cool. It's the remake of Donkey Kong Country, and it was originally released on the Wii. It's coming out for the Switch with HD graphics, and it looks smooth. And there were a couple of scenes where I'm just like, oh yeah, that's like I remember that, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And they
Yeah.
do a really good job of explaining the story right in the trailer. Do you have the audio playing? You might not. I
Nah.
wouldn't think so. But basically what they say is Donkey Kong's banana horde gets stolen and he's on a mission with him and Diddy going through these crazy wacky adventures to go get his horde back. And he like fights people along the way, obstacles, companions come along. It's a fun game. It's a
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong Country, the original, holds a special place in my heart because I got it on the Game Boy Advance. It was
Oh
like one
yeah.
of the few games I have, and still to this day, I have the card of it, and I'll play it every
Heck
now and
yeah,
again.
dude.
It's just like, yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I didn't understand it was like actually an N64 game, I believe, and
It was, yeah.
then it came out later on handheld. But yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
it's a
play it
remake of a
until
remake,
handheld. Yeah,
or remaster of a remake.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting too because yeah, like you're saying, this is a it's kind of like this was it's like a remake, and then now it's an HDified version.
Yes,
So yeah,
sir.
yeah, interesting.
Our excuse me, chugging along here. We got Dragon Quest 3 HD and 2D remake and more. So this is kind of pretty big for the Dragon Quest fans, I would imagine. It's about how Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake will be coming to the Switch November 14th. There's like what 5 games now that are going to be coming out that the first 2 weeks of November. Pretty exciting stuff. They're going to be bringing the classic games to modern consoles, and this includes remakes of Dragon Quest 1, Dragon Quest 2, and the HD to 2D form. And it all comes in 2025 for those remakes. Yeah.
Dragon Quest, heard of it? Have I ever played it, Mike? I can't say I have.
I've seen it. I knew a bunch of people that played it, and they always loved it.
Yeah,
I never got a chance to play it, though.
November 14th. You
Older
don't gotta wait till
games.
2025. You don't gotta
Hmm.
wait. So hey,
Yes, sir. This one,
dude,
I caught me off guard.
dude. I was laughing watching this. It looks so goofy, and I love it.
That's the point, I guess. So, what we're talking about here is Funko Fusion, and it's from the popular Funko Pops that everybody collects. And I don't know what else to say, but so
I just
it's
I
just
like losing it just like even rewatching it because you see like it's like Marty McFly Back to the Future and it's like that's Marty McFly.
yeah,
It's just so funny. And then you're playing as Freddy Fazbear, like, oh what is going on? But hey, you play as any Funko Pop, apparently.
yeah.
Oh man.
It's just
It's so goofy,
Shaun of the
dude. I love
Dead,
it.
dude. It's just
Yeah.
so good. So 1010 Games showed off Funko Fusion, an adventure game, action adventure game where you play as Funko characters, all set in different shows and movies, like Jurassic Park, and then it showed Jurassic Park characters. It'll come to Nintendo Switch on September 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, looks like a good time, I can't lie.
yeah.
Very
This
soon.
next one is a very beloved game, and it's getting an HD upgrade. It is Luigi Mansions 2. It's going to be getting an HD upgrade, and it will launch on the Switch June 27th. So literally like 10 days away.
Soon,
Less
yeah.
than that. Less than 2 weeks. And yeah, it's everything you know and love. Looks like the
Yeah.
old classic Luigi's Mansion, but now we're in HD.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was like back when I was like a few months ago when I was like downloading ROMs and everything and loading up my Dolphin and getting it all configured. I saw Luigi's Mansion. There was Luigi's Mansion 2 as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's on my docket. Well, I'd love to play those games at some point.
Well, now you don't need to get the emulator. Just do the HD
Yeah,
version, man.
exactly. I could get it on a Switch.
Yes, sir. This one, I didn't even know what to think, to be honest.
Same.
So it's really weird. The new Denpa men. Basically, the new Denpa men looks like a weird version of Animal Crossing, but with mini games. And it's coming July 27th on Nintendo Switch. I don't even know how to describe this, dude. It does look like Animal Crossing. It does have mini games, but it is a weird game altogether.
Coming out of my
Very odd.
birthday, baby. It's my
It
birthday
reminds me
game.
like, did you have a Nintendo Wii when you can create your own characters and stuff like that? And you
Yeah,
had
like
like a little
bees.
guy, yeah,
Yeah.
me. That's what that's like.
Yeah, it really is. Reminds me of that a lot. Very interesting game. It's got some Pokemon vibes, some turn-based vibes, some create your own characters, and yeah, it's I don't know. Just the characters look funny. I think that's what's gonna
Yeah.
sell the game, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, who doesn't like goofy games?
That's what I'm saying. My birthday too. Be aware.
Happy birthday. Yeah, I gotta mark that on my calendar so I can wish you a happy birthday.
I dude, pretty sure I have yours in my calendar. I'll have to
Oh,
check.
don't put me on the spot like that,
I ain't
dude.
gonna say it. I'm just
I
just
mean, you're
saying.
lying,
Just saying. You know, I got my friends like that, Mike. I'm saying.
That's what I do, honestly. I get somebody's birthday, I'm just like, let me mark this down. Then they're always like, I didn't expect you to wish me a happy birthday. How'd you know that? It's like, I got it written
It's
down in
like,
a calendar,
what
but I
is?
tell them because I remember that's what
Oh
friends
my
do.
gosh, I do have it marked. I ain't gonna show it, but I do have it marked.
Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. Hold on. Let me set a reminder. July 27th for the new Dempa men.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. All right, so Metal Slug Attack Reloaded is the next game on our list. Well, it's coming to the Switch on Tuesday, so surprise launch. There wasn't much we've heard about it. It's just I don't know. It's
Smells
coming to
like
the
that. I
Switch.
mean,
Get
hey,
ready.
looks like Contra, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
At least in the
it's
playstyle.
it's an old school style game,
Yeah, for
basically.
sure.
Does it? I believe it's a pixelated game, 2D pixel game from ages ago.
I think so. Yeah. Attack
2016
reload.
was the initial release. It looks like it was a mobile game, possibly. Yeah, it was on mobile for a while too. So for it to come to Switch, always good to see. Pretty
For
cool.
sure. For sure.
Makes sense. Switch is a handheld. All right, next game is Darkest Dungeon 2. It is a gothic roguelike role-playing game, and it gets a sequel. So this is the second. And it's coming Nintendo Switch July 15th. Jeez, so Nintendo Direct was really like, look at all these games that are coming out in the next like couple months.
Yes, I gotta wait. Ain't gotta wait too long for some of these. Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah. Hopefully the story's pretty good. I never played the first one, but it looks like more of the same, I would imagine. It's gothic and roguelike,
Sure is.
comic book y.
There's
So
numbers when you hit people. I mean, hey.
yes, sir. The next one was more of like, hey, look at what we got. This is pretty sick kind of update. It is a big
Sure.
Nintendo Switch Online update, and it included The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Four Swords, Metroid Zero Mission, Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, and Perfect Dark.
Oh,
Probably because
baby.
Perfect Dark is on the
Bangers.
horizon and a new Legend of
Bangers.
Switch. Yeah, you notice Legend of Zelda, Metroid, and Perfect Dark are all coming. We they're like on the horizon of
No.
new games coming out, and these are the remakes now coming to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion.
Yeah. Or the
Pretty
original
cool.
games, I guess we should say.
Yeah, that's
Emulated.
what I mean. Like mostly N64, basically. Yeah,
Yeah. I just think
or
I
older.
think the coolest thing is Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past Four Swords. You can actually play with four people. Like I think that's pretty sick.
That is
They
pretty
actually
good.
added the capability to like do that, so you can play these older games in an official setting. You know, so I think it's
I
pretty cool.
think I think they need to start doing that just in general when they do these remakes and stuff because if everybody's going back to emulation and that's becoming easier and easier to do for everybody on multiple platforms, you have to do remakes or make the old ones available with a spin on it. So
Yeah,
to add that extra bit of like a couple players to play with you that Zelda's doing, that's a good idea. That makes me more interested on playing that version, paying for that version than doing the emulation.
Yeah.
Same thing with Perfect Dark. If I can aim better on this version than how I aimed on an N64
It's gonna go
controller, yeah, I
crazy.
would definitely go to the original Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
Or I would
Yeah.
definitely go to this version of Perfect Dark.
Yeah. I mean, I think the cool thing about Perfect Dark 2 is like it was one of the few games on the N64 that like it was like enhanced with the expansion pack. So
Hmm.
I know
It's
Donkey Kong
clearly better.
64. I think Donkey Kong 64 was the only one that fully required it.
Yeah, it launched
But
with it. Yeah.
yeah, like you needed it. Perfect Dark, I don't think necessarily required it, but if you wanted to
No.
access part of the game, you needed it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, oh, it's cool to see that in emulation in an official setting too. Um,
Yeah. It's exciting. Just
it's
in general, you
exciting
got
to
Game Boy
say the
Advance
least.
classics, like two Game Boy Advance classics, and then you have two N64 classics coming. This is really exciting.
We got that M-rated titles coming in emulation. It's cool to see.
Bring it back, please. Bring all the M-rated back. All right. So next game, topic of discussion is Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero. So Marona Marona is on a journey. So the main character is on a journey to save her friend Ash in Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero, which looks super cute, and it's coming to the Switch in 2025. We didn't really get too much. It's just looks like I don't even know how to describe this. It's just like an action adventure, story driven game. Exploration looks pretty much like rated E for everybody kind of game.
Yeah, it's an anime game. What we say.
Oh yeah, I feel like every game has to be an anime game with Nintendo.
Yeah, true. It's so funny when you're saying Morona. I feel like most people probably won't get the reference, but immediately in my head it was like my Sharona, but most people will not understand the reference. Like my mind, I don't know, my brain with the Rona just went to the I don't know why.
Oh man. All right, what do we got next? We have Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection. It's the arcade classics, and
Classics.
basically all seven whole games are coming in one collection. Hopefully, it's executed properly
Hopefully.
and works very well. Now, you know how they do like collabs like this? Things get lost, don't work all the
Um,
way, and kind of buggy or whatever. So, if you're a big fan of Marvel versus Capcom fighting games in general, this could be really cool to see.
True, yeah. It's got like some of the classic fighters, some of the kind of, brawlers on the street, stuff like that too. So it's like different styles, but yeah. All in one package. Look at that. Look at
Yep.
the training mode with the button combo showing you real time.
That's
Dude,
what
it's
I'm
great.
saying, dude.
It's pretty sick.
Classics. First time I ever played a fighting game, I think it was Marvel versus Capcom at
You
my
can
buddy's
you
place.
can also save Scum Mike. That's exciting. Save and load anywhere. It has
Yeah,
quick
let's
save and
go.
everything. Let's go, dude.
Yep. Coming out in 2024. So that's pretty cool. This next one I am very interested in because
Oh
I
baby.
want a new
Oh
Mario Party.
baby.
Yep. So this
Big
is
hitter.
Super Mario Party Jamboree. It's a whole bunch of new boards and tons of mini games, including a board set in the mall and another on a race course. Five new board games and two from previous games are available in total. Up to 20 players can compete online too in new modes. It's the biggest Mario Party yet, Nintendo said. And it's coming out October 17th on the Nintendo Switch. Which reminds me, I haven't played Nintendo Party in a while, and I that's like the game that I've been playing with some close friends of mine when they come over.
Oh,
So
dude. It's the
I
game,
gotta have
dude.
people come over again, play some
Nice
Mario Party.
nice little Mario Party, yeah. It's cool to see a new
Heck
entry.
yeah,
I was talking to one of my
for
buddies
sure.
about this announcement, and he was like, it was interesting because he was like particularly confused. He was like, I feel like we don't need a new Mario Party game, but and he's kind of just like, when we have like the older ones, we can expand upon those. But I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for a new Mario Party game. I think it's cool to see kind of another iteration. And there's a lot of different maps. It looks like and a lot of different
Yeah.
boards, like they were saying, to choose from. I think that's always exciting. Looks like there's a lot to do.
Well,
So
having 20 people in some of these games where you can all compete online is going to be endless content. It could be so much
yeah,
fun.
yeah,
I think what I think what I would just really like to see is Super Mario Party Jamboree, this one coming out, add all of the previous games.
yeah. Just
Every
the
single map,
ultimate Mario Party.
all dude, because that's I think that's what's called Mario Party Ultimate. I know I
Maybe.
have one of them. It's just it has like 3 of the best ones, the first 3, I think. Maybe it adds a couple more, but I don't know. I would just like to see every single
Yeah.
one of them added together so I can play
20
every type of
players
mini game.
is insane. It's a lot
Yeah.
of players.
It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time until we're able to create our own board. That'd be
Yeah.
sick.
I know. Like, where's the Super Mario Maker for Mario Party? The Super Mario Party Maker. Where is
Mhm.
it, dude?
Yeah, this next one I was pretty excited about. This is cool.
Yeah.
So The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, and the reason why this is pretty cool, it's a game starring Zelda. You get to play as Zelda.
You ain't playing as Link, baby.
Nope. So in The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, a stylized Link's Awakening like version of the franchise, Zelda takes on her own adventure. When Link vanishes, Zelda needs to step in to save the day, and is coming September 26th. So looks like she starts playing as Sheik, but she's really just Zelda in a little hood,
Yeah.
essentially.
It looks like Link was trying to save her, and then he all of a
Typical.
sudden got consumed by an unknown abyss, and so Zelda breaks out. She's running away from this abyss that's about to take her, and then now she's like, "Well, gotta save my boy." So
Yeah,
it's off to
gotta
the
save my
races from there.
man's.
Yeah,
It looks pretty cool. A little bit of a classic feature, that top-down kind of adventure style game in 3D, a little bit more modernized, and I don't know, action's
yeah,
pretty cool, man. This story could be a nice switch.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the art style alone looks pretty cool. I think it too looks like a decent sized game as well. It's like a decent sized entry, seemingly. So I'm excited to see that. Looks kind of open world a little bit. So yeah,
Yeah,
it looks all around pretty good, and it's like right around the corner. It's end of September, so not far away.
I'm quite excited. So the next thing that was announced, obviously a selling point, we got the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition. So just basically the skin for the Nintendo Switch. They've done this a couple of times. This one being Hyrule, the other one was not Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom. I had to look at my box up there. So they did a Nintendo Switch themed Tears of the Kingdom. Now we got another one that's an all gold Hyrule crest on the back, and it's for the Switch Lite, and that is September 26th. These are really collectible, so I
Yeah,
can see this selling well.
yeah.
The next
Day and date
one,
with the game, baby.
yes, sir. The next one that was kind of like just dropped real quick. They're like, hey, by the way, you can start dancing now, and it's Just Dance 2025 edition. Ariana Grande, Anura, Sia, and more artists will be coming to Just Dance 2025 with lots of new dances and challenges to take on, hundreds of songs in total, coming in October. And I know people love Just
40
Dance.
hot new tracks, Mike.
Yeah,
Ariana
dude.
Grande in this game.
Yeah. Good way to stay fit. I know people love it.
Yeah, it honestly is. It's a good way. It's like dance workouts, dude. They go crazy.
Yes, sir. And I guess that's like the halfway point of the show, and then it starts, I feel like, kicking up a little bit into high gear. And we start off with Lego Horizon Adventures. So Nintendo had
Yep.
another little peek at Legend Horizon. Lego. Did I say Legend? Sorry,
Legend.
Lego Horizon Adventures,
Yeah.
which was first announced during the Summer Games Fest a couple of weeks ago, and is coming this holiday season. Nintendo said, just looks like another Lego game. It looks like the story is going to be pretty good,
Yeah.
and tons of customization. So hopefully this expands more of the Lego universe. I feel
Yeah.
like
For sure.
Lego's crushing it, dude.
Yeah. I think it was definitely surprising to see this. It was like obviously a PlayStation kind of base title coming to Lego, but then also
Yep.
seeing it come to Switch. I thought it was really interesting. So glad to see that Nintendo's kind of like, yeah, it's coming, baby.
Yeah, and it looks good. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Oh yeah. Definitely does.
Looks real smooth. Looks like a lot of fun, and that's exciting.
And you could put the
The
main
ne-
character in a carrot costume. Come on, dude. Come on,
yeah,
dude.
the next one is just more like a quick little announcement. So Stray, the kitty cat adventure game, is coming to the Nintendo Switch during the holiday season. Now, if I remember correctly, this has already been ported to PlayStation, the PC, right? And they're just adding it to the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been out for a while. So
Yeah. Yeah,
I did
it
the
looks good. I mean,
Switch.
obviously the graphics aren't going to be as good because it's the Switch. It's not as powerful as the other machines. But yeah, looks good.
Yeah. looked a little a little framey there. Look a little framey
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, a
Oh
little bit of
brother.
15 frames per second.
Mm.
That's okay. You get used to it if you play OG Xbox all the time like I do.
Play the older games,
Everything
guys.
starts to
You'll
slow
you'll
down.
you'll start to desensitize yourself to
You
games running
will
like
get used
poop.
to it. You will get used to it. I promise that. Anyways, this next game is Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. I don't know how I really feel about it. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I don't feel like it's the story I know or care about.
Hmm.
So, eh.
Looks like the Hobbit,
I,
the Hobbits.
yeah, yeah. So the
So,
description is you live as a hobbit in the Tales of Shire, and it's basically a life sim set in Lord of the Rings world, and
you like
looks
sim games,
lovely.
eh? You like sim
Yeah,
games could be kind of sick. Not gonna lie.
yeah. Coming out this holiday season.
Sure. Oh, babe.
All right, now yeah,
Objection.
this might be up. I was gonna say this might be up your alley.
Objection.
So this is a Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. So the two Ace Attorney games are coming to Nintendo Switch as a single collection, Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, and it's going to be released on September 6th. So, dude, September and November are massive months for Nintendo. So many of these games are coming out around
They're just
September.
nuts. Those HD games, new IP.
Yeah, tons of
Not even new
HD
IP,
games,
just
tons of
new
like, yeah,
games, you know?
yes, sir.
But
We got another one here for you. This is the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. It's coming in early 2025. The enemies may look cute, it said, but they're also deadly. Did this spark your interest at all, Kyle?
I mean, look, anime game. Um, I still think that the cute enemies, it's a nice twist. I can appreciate that. Even though they look terrifying when they start attacking. Like,
Dude,
oh,
that's like a classic trope in movies and stuff where they just have the most adorable little stuffed animals, and then all of a sudden, it's just like, gonna
like,
hurt you, like smile, yeah,
yeah, yeah. It
fangs pop out.
looks kind of wild, dude. Not gonna lie, but you know, anime game. Am I gonna play it? And not anything wrong against anime games, but just most of them don't pique my interest, just for the style and
Yeah,
everything.
this one kind of piqued my interest. I want to see a little bit more of it. I
Okay.
like the because it opens with some intensity,
Oh yeah.
as you can see. Yeah, so this is Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. So Rule and Expand is the name of the game, and it is a turn-based battles, and the battles are flashy and strategic. The game is coming out October 24th. So, I mean, I feel like the graphics look pretty cool. It's a little bit more realistic
Mm,
for Nintendo's style. Turn-based, a little bit more strategic. And I don't know. I'm not big into the turn-based stuff, but when you hit me with that kind of trailer, I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm
sure.
listening.
Hey, bro, if I could play this giant lizard thing, I'm in.
Plays everything, dude. Well, okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. The last thing that was shown was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Boom.
Obviously, the one that a lot of people heard about. So, Prime 4 was announced first in 2017, and it's been a very long time since we've heard anything else. This was the first look, and Nintendo is not expecting its release until 2025. The development had to be restarted in 2019 under Retro Studios. Unfortunately, they had to restart, but I think it looks clean and it looks like a good Metroid game so far.
Yeah,
Just what we've seen, it's like, okay,
yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I want
got your
another.
space battles,
Yeah,
got your
man.
scanning, got your typical guns.
Yeah, I mean, another Metroid entry is always welcome, and this is a yeah. I totally forgotten they announced that in 2017, but I like
It was a very long
now that I
time ago,
remembered,
man.
it was like I remember it was kind of like oh another Metroid. Very cool to see kind of a new entry, and then yeah, I just went through some turmoil, and then 2019, right before the pandemic and everything, like yeah, we got a new studio, and then I'm sure they had to go through all sorts of growing pains with all that. So yeah,
Yep.
it's cool to finally see it coming in to fruition, and yeah, I like overall it looks great from what we've seen so far. So excited to see more.
Yeah. I think Nintendo has a pretty good like QA QC kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Double checking all their work and making sure they don't launch crap titles or well, maybe not crap titles because they have bad titles here and there, but games that are fundamentally flawed, broken, and bugged out of their mind. You know, I don't think Nintendo is really known for that.
yeah. I think too. Like It's interesting to see this. I'm assuming it's not coming out on the next console. Like it's not intended to come out on the next console. Probably maybe like the swan song, should we say, for Nintendo? Maybe. I guess we'll see when the new console comes out, but I know it's going to be announced soon. So
Yeah. I was scrolling through the comments earlier, and a couple of people were saying there's a missed opportunity when it comes to the Legend of. They were saying they should have wrote the Legend of Link, Zelda's Awakening, because
oh,
usually it's
dude,
the Legend of
that would have been
Zelda,
crazy.
Link's Awakening.
That would
Yeah,
have been crazy.
yeah. Then they were also making another comment about how they think it's hilarious or definitely comical that they're selling new Switch variants when the new Switch 2 is rumored to be on the horizon.
That's a good point, honestly. Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, it's like we're still releasing these special editions, baby. Even though Switch 2 is right around the corner. Yeah, solid point.
Yeah. Was there any games that were in the trailer that we missed?
I don't believe so. Don't believe so. I feel like this article was very comprehensive.
I know, but they missed a couple of them last time we covered one of these.
Yeah, that was
That
IGN.
was
I deliberately didn't pick
yeah,
IGN because,
because of that. Yeah,
yeah, it's like they
good
missed
call,
good
man.
ones too. It's like, come on.
Yeah, they missed. I can't even think of it now, but I was like offended that they missed it.
They missed
Um,
the Braveheart game, dude. Come on, dude.
they missed Braveheart, yes, but there was even bigger game. It's not the Ghost of Tsushima game. Black
Black
Myth.
Hawk. Oh
No,
yeah, Black Myth Wukong or
Black Myth
whatever.
Wukong. Yeah, they didn't show that. It's like, bro, that was the update. Yeah,
Yeah. So what are we
like that
doing?
that looks sick. So whatever.
Crazy.
Yeah, but if you guys appreciated that article and the whole recap, definitely go check out Nicole Carpenter over at Polygon. That was very helpful to really just wrap up the entire video. You know,
Yeah.
very cool.
I love seeing the breakdowns. It's good for coverage too, because we can just go through and bing, 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 get all
Yeah,
details and
bing bing
everything out.
bong, bing bing bong.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, dude, solid direct. Good to see stuff coming out this year. To see kind of announcements for games coming out next year as well. 2025. What like you we said earlier, we'll probably cover this more towards like the end of the year, but 2025 is shaping up to be crazy. Like we were predicting a couple of years ago, right? It's like 2022 and 3 was like 2022 especially was like, oh, it was a very much a down year, but I was like, this Unreal Engine 5 stuff coming around the corner, it's like it's inevitable that like, 2024 5 is gonna be the crazy years, dude. Coming up on a boom, I feel like.
Dude, not just that, but yeah, we're gonna have a massive boom in 2025, but just at the end of this year, it's gonna be pretty good. Like we're gonna have Call of Duty Black Ops 6. We're gonna have Avowed, Indiana Jones and the Great
Um,
Circle. Fable is coming out pretty soon. There's a couple of Nintendo games that are gonna be coming out. Just if we just cover Metroid Prime 4, Super Mario Odyssey 2, possibly, like be pretty sick, man. There's a lot of stuff coming. Plenty of Capcom like revitalization and hopefully, dude, hopefully Ubisoft can survive. And this Star Wars game ends up being a hit and absolutely
yeah.
cooks my fantasy league of video game releases
Yeah.
because I got them. I'm short in their stock right now.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'll see that. I mean, that's 2 months that Star Wars game comes out, so it's right
Yeah, it
around the
is.
corner. I don't know. I've heard like it's from early previews and everything. I feel like I've heard positivity, so um, kind of leads with some
Yeah,
optimism, I guess. But we'll see.
there's definitely positivity going around 100%. I think things are looking up. That yeah, the layoffs have been pretty miserable. The bonuses and stuff like that, hearing about that's a shame.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we got to bounce back, man. We have to.
Need some
So
bangers, some clanger bangers.
yes,
Come on, dude.
sir.
Next year's about to. Oh, is that it? It's about to hit.
To go hard.
But yeah, dude, all around solid direct. Nice little 8 out of 10 direct from Nintendo. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I think that's fair. Yeah, Nintendo Directs aren't really like eye popping like crazy, but this was
Yeah.
very solid. I think
Very
very
podcast
solid.
approved, if I do say so myself.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, speaking of podcast approved, we need to get on some more video games, dude. I got to get on X Defiant and then determine whether or not this is worth it.
Oh, true. True.
I need them story driven games though.
Yeah, need it all, dude. Need it all.
Yes, sir. But how about we go ahead and wrap it up? Our last episode took for freaking ever because the Summer Games Fest. Check that out if you guys stayed this long. Definitely would appreciate that. But we also have all the links in the description below for all the articles, so you can go check them out yourself. Give some love and support to the original people that wrote it. And timestamps are down there too, as always. Social media links as well. I think that's all we really got, unless you want to add anything, Kyle.
I don't think I got anything else to add. We're coming close to the end of the month, into July. July is gonna be, I don't know, every year in July it's like kind of the dry spell period, I think. So we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes. But
it gets way more
you know,
laid back, I think. Now, come to think of it, no, we're good next week. Just in next month, I'm thinking of we gotta reschedule. My bad.
you know,
We'll just see you guys next week. How about
you already know me.
that? You know, baby. All right. So thank you guys for joining us. This is the M2 podcast. I'm your host, Michael Anthony. The co-host right here is Kyle Heath, and we definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate the love and support, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Hi everyone. Play Nintendo games.